Hi, I'm Ava, and I want to share the complicated story of my relationship with my mother-in-law, Sophia. From the very beginning, she made it clear I didn't meet her expectations. Her old-fashioned views clashed with mine, and she never made an effort to hide her disapproval. For a time, my husband William and I lived far enough away that we didn't have to deal with her often, but when he accepted a job closer to his hometown, Sophia's presence in our lives grew stronger and harder to ignore. I was used to difficult people, my own upbringing had toughened me, but Sophia brought a different kind of challenge. Thankfully, William's father, Benjamin, was always kind to me, a calm contrast to Sophia's constant judgment. Still, it wasn't about me anymore. Our daughter, Luna, who was 9 at the time, adored her grandparents. Since I had no contact with my own parents, they were the only grandparents she knew. Despite my issues with Sophia, I made the choice to keep the peace, for Luna's sake. William valued family deeply, and I didn't want to deprive Luna of the love she found in her grandparents. But Sophia never stopped being difficult. She constantly criticized Luna's diet, insisting I wasn't feeding her properly. Her biggest complaint? That Luna didn't eat nuts. She claimed nuts were essential for protein, even after I explained, over and over, that Luna had a severe nut allergy. Even the smell made her sick. I tried reasoning with her. We've spoken to the doctor. Sophia, Luna's diet is perfectly balanced. Skipping nuts won't harm her, but eating them could send her to the hospital. But Sophia wouldn't budge. She claimed Luna just needed to be exposed to nuts to build tolerance. She dismissed medical advice and accused me of being overprotective, of being a bad mother. To make matters worse, I began to suspect that Sophia had tried sneaking nuts into Luna's food. Luna, thankfully, always refused and told me when something didn't feel right, but my worry grew. I finally brought it up with William. I'm afraid to leave Luna alone with your mom, I told him. What if she tries to give her something with nuts, thinking she's helping? William tried to calm me. Mom has strong opinions, sure, but she knows her limits, and Dad would never let anything happen to Luna. You're overthinking this. I'm not, William. It's not just opinions. This is about Luna's safety. He sighed. Look, I'll talk to her. She'll listen to me, but we can't cut Luna off from her grandparents over this. I wanted to believe him. Luna loved her grandparents, and I told myself that if she ever felt uncomfortable, we'd reconsider, but I underestimated just how far Sophia would go. Everything came to a head at Luna's 11th birthday party. Benjamin and Sophia said they'd come, and to my surprise, Sophia seemed unusually excited. She even arrived early, holding a large, beautifully wrapped present. Happy birthday, Luna. Grandma brought you something very special, she said, handing over the heavy box. Wow, what's in it? Luna asked, eyes wide. No idea, Benjamin replied. She wouldn't even tell me. Sophia beamed. Open it before the cake. I came early just for this. I hesitated, uneasy, but Luna's joy was too precious. I didn't want to ruin her day. I agreed to let her open the gift before the cake, hoping my instincts were wrong. But they weren't. Inside the box was a cake, homemade, with Luna's name written in frosting. Luna's face lit up, for a second, then she collapsed. Panic erupted, her throat began to swell. William sprinted for the epinephrine auto-injector while someone called 911. I turned to Sophia, heart pounding and voice shaking. What did you put in that cake? What was in it? My voice trembled with fury and fear as I faced her. What did you do, Sophia? Tell me right now what was in that cake. She raised her hands in false innocence. I didn't do anything, Ava. It was just a normal cake. Maybe Luna fainted because of something you did. You've ignored my advice about her diet for years. Maybe now you're seeing the consequences. I stared at her in disbelief. Are you serious right now? Luna was perfectly fine until she ate your cake. She's having an allergic reaction. Sophia, I told you, how many times, that she's allergic to nuts. Did you put them in the cake? Ignoring her excuses, I rushed to Luna and pulled out the epinephrine auto-injector I always kept close. Her throat was swelling rapidly, but after the injection, her breathing eased slightly. Still, she remained unconscious, her small body frighteningly still. William was pale, on the verge of tears. I was barely holding it together. Sophia, now crying, looked shaken, but something about her felt performative. I turned back to the cake, dread building in my chest. I grabbed a knife and sliced it open. There they were, nuts, clearly baked into the layers. My heart dropped. I turned on Sophia, my voice rising with every word. You put nuts in that cake. After everything I told you, after the doctor's notes. The warnings, the reactions, you still did this. Why? I didn't mean to hurt her, Sophia shot back. I just thought, if I introduced them slowly, maybe she'd outgrow the allergy. Ava, you're too strict. You make her scared of everything. I just wanted to help. Help? I said, stunned. You nearly killed her. You think this is about being strict? This is about keeping her alive. You had no right to experiment with her health like this. I'm her grandmother, Sophia barked. I have just as much right to care for her as you do. You've turned everyone against me. This is probably something you and Camila cooked up to make me look like the bad guy. You did that all by yourself, I snapped. And if things go the way they should, you'll be held accountable for what you did. But right now, I only care about Luna. The ambulance arrived moments later. Paramedics stabilized Luna and rushed her to the hospital. William and I followed, our hands clenched tightly together, emotions boiling over in silence. At the hospital, the doctors said she would recover but needed monitoring. Relief and anguish poured out of me, and I collapsed in William's arms. When I finally steadied myself, I stepped away to call Benjamin. She's stable, I told him, still unconscious, but the doctors are optimistic. After hanging up, I turned to William. The weight of the day was finally crashing down. I'll never forgive her for this, I said. This wasn't just controlling or critical, this was dangerous. She could have killed our daughter. William nodded slowly, the pain evident on his face. I always thought Mom was stuck in her ways, but this was cruel. She acted like she was doing Luna a favor, but she just wanted to prove you wrong. I should have done more. I should have protected you both. His guilt was real, and for the first time, I could see how deeply it shook him. Back home, about 4 hours later, we found Benjamin and Sophia waiting. The untouched remains of the birthday cake sat awkwardly in the center of the living room, like a monument to betrayal. Sophia scrolled through her phone, indifferent. Benjamin looked furious. When they saw us, both got up quickly. I just got an update, I said calmly. Luna is still unconscious, but she's stable. The doctors are hopeful she'll make a full recovery. Oh, thank God, Sophia said, her tone almost cheerful. I was so worried, but see, it wasn't even that serious. She'll be fine, and maybe this'll help her build a tolerance. That was it, William snapped. Are you out of your mind? He exploded. You put your granddaughter in the hospital, and you're still defending what you did? How could you think this was okay? Benjamin stepped forward too. Sophia, I'm ashamed of you. You didn't just ignore Ava's concerns, you ignored medical advice and common sense. You nearly killed our granddaughter. The few guests still lingering fell silent, horrified by what they were hearing. I stepped in, every word sharp and final. This is the last straw. Sophia, we've given you chance after chance, but after what you did today, you're no longer welcome in our lives. You're not to come near Luna, ever again. You can't do that, Sophia yelled. She's my granddaughter too. William won't go along with this. You're manipulating him. No, Mom, William said coldly. This isn't Ava's decision, it's ours. You crossed the line. Dad is always welcome, but you're done. I won't let you hurt my daughter again. Sophia stood there stunned, as if she never imagined this would be the outcome, but it was already too late. For Luna's safety, and our sanity, Sophia was no longer part of our family. I won't let someone as heartless as you near my daughter, I said, my voice cold and unwavering. Sophia stood there, stunned, as her own son turned against her. She had always believed that William would back her, never seeing how rational he had become, something she had failed to grasp. Even the other guests started to murmur among themselves, and Sophia felt the weight of their judgment. She was isolated now, with no one in her corner, not even Benjamin. Desperation took over, and she screamed, her eyes wild with fury. This is your fault, Ava. You've turned everyone against me. I'll never forgive you for this. You should be the one begging for forgiveness. You've destroyed your reputation and kept me from Luna. You'll regret this. I'll sue you for grandparents' rights. I'll take you to court, and the judge will let me see Luna. Just wait and see. I don't need anyone's help. I didn't flinch. You'll be lucky to get grandparents' rights from behind bars. I'm sure the judge will find it hilarious that a criminal is asking for visitation after endangering her own granddaughter. Sophia's face twisted in confusion. What are you talking about, Ava? I haven't done anything wrong. You haven't done anything? I shot back. You exposed a child to allergens. Sophia, that's a crime, considered poisoning in some cases. Maybe you didn't realize it, but William and I certainly did. We've already called the police, and here they come. Sophia's skin drained of color. No, no, you're lying, this isn't happening, you can't arrest me for this, she cried, her voice cracking as panic gripped her. But the fear in her eyes betrayed her. She fell to her knees, pleading with us to drop the charges. Her tears flowed freely as she begged, but before she could say more, 2 officers entered the room. "You're under arrest, ma'am," one officer said, his tone firm. Sophia clutched at her hands, sobbing, but William remained silent, his decision final. "Take her away," he said quietly, but with unshakable authority. I gave her one final, icy look. It was over. Her manipulation had no power anymore. In a last-ditch attempt, Sophia turned to Benjamin. "Benjamin, please, you can't let this happen to me. Don't let them arrest your wife," she begged. Benjamin stood tall, unwavering. "When my wife does something this terrible and shows no remorse, I won't protect her. I've warned you for years, Sophia. Today, you endangered our granddaughter. I was just trying to protect her. I didn't mean to hurt her like this. Please, Benjamin, I'm your wife. You have to help me," Sophia cried, desperation clouding her judgment. But William stepped forward, his voice cutting through the tension. "I've already cut ties with you, Sophia. I'm doing what's right. Tomorrow, I'll be speaking to a divorce lawyer. I want out. I'll protect my daughter, and I'll protect my family from you." Sophia's face crumpled in disbelief. "No, no, no, Benjamin, you can't do this. I'm your wife." Benjamin ignored her pleas and turned to the officers. "Take her away." Her screams echoed in the room as she was led out, but none of us flinched. It was the end of a long, painful chapter. A strange calm settled over me as William, Benjamin, and I made our way back to the hospital. The guests had quickly left, their expressions a mix of shock and relief. Many of them promised to share what they had witnessed, exposing Sophia's reckless actions. The following day, Luna woke up, looking a little better but still shaken. She clung to us, her fear palpable. "Please, don't let her come near me again," she sobbed. "She kept trying to make me eat things I'm allergic to. She said it would make me stronger, but it just made me feel worse." To help Luna work through her trauma, we arranged therapy for her. William and I also began couples therapy, determined to heal and strengthen our bond. With Benjamin's support, we knew we'd make it through. As for Sophia, her life unraveled swiftly. Word of her actions spread, and even her closest family and friends turned their backs on her. Desperate, she asked for bail money, but no one responded. The next day, Benjamin filed for divorce. Sophia was served the papers while still in jail. When she saw them, she flew into a violent rage. The months that followed were a whirlwind. Benjamin secured a swift divorce, backed by legal evidence and the police report. As we expected, Sophia was found financially incapable of paying Luna's medical bills, and the charges against her were serious. She received a long prison sentence, and we obtained restraining orders to ensure she would never be able to harm our family again. We remained vigilant, knowing that if Sophia ever tried to cross that line again, she would face the full weight of 2 determined parents who would protect their daughter at all costs.